Good morning student. Today we are going to see 7th standard social science history unit 3 emergence of new kingdoms in South India later Cholas and Pandyas. What are the learning objectives? To trace the origin of the later Cholas and the later Pandyas. To know about the predominant ruler of the both kingdoms. To acquaint with their administrative systems, to understand the social, economic, cultural development during their regions. Cholas are one Introduction. The Cholas are one among the popular and well-known Tamil monarchs in the history of South India. The elaborate state structure, the extensive irrigation network, the vast number of temples they build, their great contribution to art and architecture and their overseas exploit have given them preeminent position of the history. Rival of the Cholas rule. The ancient Chola kingdom reigned supreme with the Kaveri Delta forming the coast area of its rule and with Urayur as its capital. It rose prominent during the region of Karaikal and gradually declined under his successor. In the 9th century, Vijayanagar ruling over a small territory lying north of the Kaveri revived the Chola dynasty. Rajaraja I was the most powerful ruler of the Chola Empire and also grew popular beyond his time. He established Chola authority over large parts of South India. He built the famous Rajeswaram Pragadiswara temple in Tanjavur. His son and succeeder Rajendra I, father in his ability to rival of the Chola rules. The ancient Chola kingdom reigned supreme with the Kaveri Delta forming the one area of its rule and there Urayur as its capital. He built the famous Rajeswaram Brigadiswara temple in Tanjavur. The Chola Empire remained a powerful force in South India during his reign. After his northern India capturing this territory there, he proclaimed himself the Gangaikonda regions. The Gangaikondan Cholapuram temple is built to commemorate the victories of the North India. The navy of Rajendra Chola enabled him to conquer the kingdom of the southern Cholas. Control over the sea facilitated flourishing the overseas trade. Decline of the Chola Empire. Rajendra Cholas. This pictures Chola Empire. Rajendra Chola three succeeders were not capable rulers. The third succeeder, Veera Rajendras, and then killed in a civil trench. His death entered the Vijayanagar line of Chola rules. Ruins of the Gangaikonda Cholapurams. The eastern Chalukya prince Rajendra Chalukya seized the Chola throne to began to the ruler of the Chalukya Cholas dynasty as one. Klotunga established himself firmly on the Chola's throne and establishing all the threats of the Chola Empire. He avoided unnecessary wars and earned the goodwill of his subjects. But Klotunga lost the territories in Ceylon. The Pandya territory also began to slip out of the Cholas' control. Kanjipuram was lost to the Telugu Cholas. The year 1279 marks the end of the Chola dynasty where the king Maravarman and then Pandya I defeated the last king Rajendra Chola III and established the rule of the Pandyas in present-day Tamil Nadu. Next we see administration. The central administration was in the hands of the king. As the head of the state, the king enjoyed enormous. The king's orders were written down in palm leaves by his official and inscribed on the temple walls. The kingship and heredity in nature. The ruler selected his eldest son as the heir apparent. He was known as a Yuvaraja. The Yuvaraja were appointed as governors in the provinces, mainly for administrative training. The Chola rulers established a well-organized system of administration. The empire for administrative convenience was divided into provinces on mandalams. Each mandalams were subdivided into nadus. Within each nadu there were many group of villages. The lowest unit was the gramam, village. Next we see the local governance. Local administration were throughout the various bodies such as Ur Sabha and Natar, where with the expansion of the agriculture, numerous peasant settlement, peasants means farmers, settlement came up on the countryside. The assemblies in Sabha, Nagaram and Nadu worked throughout the various committees. The committees took care of irrigation, road, temple, garden, collection of revenue and conduct of religious festivals. Inscriptions. The inscriptions, Kanjipuram districts was Brahmadaya villages. The names of qualified candidates from each ward were written on the palm leaves into a pour. The elders of the assembly would encourage a boy to pull over the one slip and declare his name. Various committees were decided in this way. Next we see the revenue. Revenue. The revenue of the Cholas state came mainly from the lands. The land tax was known as Kanikadan. The Chola rulers carried out an elaborate survey of the land in order to fix the government share of the land revenue. 1/3 of the produce was collected as a land tax. It was collected mostly in kind. In addition to land tax, there were taxes on profession and tools on trade. Today what we see, introduction, revival of the Cholas rule, and then decline of the Chola Empire, administration, local governance, and then inscription and revenue. Remaining part of the social structure we can see next day. Thank you, student.